Give it up for all the comics you've seen tonight, huh? Now give it up just for the ones you liked. All right, nice crowd. My name's Dan. As Eli mentioned, I'm a comedian, but I also happen to be a writer. I write books for a living, and the cool thing about that is that if the stand-up thing ever doesn't pan out, I always have my fallback plan, killing myself. So, pretty good job mobility. Before that, I worked in a bookstore. That's why I'm speaking like I'm better than all of you. A lot of funny things happened in this bookstore. Like one time a woman came in and with no context whatsoever, she said, "Hi, my husband just left me. Do you have anything to recommend?" And I was like, "Why, yes. Stop saying that to strangers." That's where I would start. Another time this little girl came in and she was like, "I got a visit from the Tooth Fairy." And I was like, "Oh yeah, what did you get?" Because I like to challenge children at work. "What did you get?" And this little girl goes, "I got $10 and a gold necklace." I was like, "Fuck you, you little 1%er. How dare you? You have no idea how good you have it. You lose a tooth and your body replaces it naturally and you get $10 and a piece of jewelry? I'm in my 20s. If I lose a tooth and I want it replaced, I have to move back in with my parents." I'm 29, by the way. I keep saying I'm in my 20s in that bit, and audiences go, "Huh." This is what happens if you drink and eat too much. This is the real me. I am getting a little fatter. Thank you. I'll just take that as silent agreement, I guess. There wasn't even one person that was like, "Nah," you were just like, "Yeah, I don't know you, but I can tell you can stand to lose a few." I just tighten it up. I am getting a little fatter, and I know it because I keep getting called out in auditions for normal man. That's all I get called. Used to be attractive lead. That's what I used to get. And now the only audition notices I get are normal. Normal, or this is true, a couple months ago I got called out on an audition for tired man eating pizza alone. And I didn't book it. Can you believe that? That's the role I was born to play. I asked my friend, she's an actress, I was like, "Hey, what kind of roles should I be going out for?" And she was like, "Oh, you look like a roommate with not a lot going on for himself." And I was like, "You can just say chubby. You don't have to call into question my whole character." She goes, "Oh, no, wait, I got it. You look like a guy who's in love with a woman, but that woman is definitely not in love with him." And I thought that was pretty on the nose. I'm trying to lose weight, so I started writing everything down that I eat. Have you tried this? Write down, then you have to see in print what a piece of shit you are. And I had to stop eating less because I don't have time to write a 5,000-word short story every night. Also, I don't want one of my friends to find it and go like, "Did you go to a hipster McDonald's that handwrites their menu?" And I'm like, "Oh, that's actually my food journal." I also quit drinking. I quit drinking for a whole month. Did you know? Sure. It's not an Alcoholics Anonymous meeting, I get it. But you've already had one too many. If you're anti-cleaning up your life, you're too drunk. Just my opinion. I quit drinking for a whole month, and did you know you can get diarrhea from other stuff? It's crazy. So like you can make a bunch of healthy choices, eat a weird salad, that's your day. It's over. Really upsetting. I am from Cleveland, Ohio, just to make this set a little sadder. And I always tell people Cleveland's great if you've never been to Chicago. And what's great about it is that we still have the Cleveland Browns. Did you know that? Still a football team, Cleveland Browns. For those of you who don't follow sports, the Cleveland Browns are the Cleveland of football. That's all you gotta know. They stopped trying a long time ago. The reason I know the Browns stopped trying, maybe from the very beginning of their franchise, is because the logo the Browns chose to represent their team is just a football helmet. That's it. Their theme is football. I think they chose football helmet because they're trying to remind the players what sport they're involved in. You know, other NFL teams, they get a ferocious animal, they get a raider or a Viking. You know, their team's logo is basically saying, hey, our team's coming to your town, we're going to murder you, and then we're going to burn down your house. The Browns logo is basically saying, hey guys, safety first out there. I mean, that's our number one concern. You know, just have fun. Orange slices at halftime. I live with my girlfriend now. Stunned silence. All right, you. That's not her. She's never been that enthusiastic about it. I live with my girlfriend. Every time she leaves the apartment and she's coming back, she sends a quick text, just says, headed back, as if to say, hey, whatever weird thing you're doing, you have 20 minutes to cut it out. I want to be clear, I have other hobbies. I have other hobbies than the one you're thinking of. Mostly, men, when their girlfriends are gone, just judge their girlfriend's stuff. That's all I do. I just walk around and I go, we don't need this, we don't need this. You know, like if your girlfriend, this is a little dating tip, if your girlfriend ever says, what would you do without me? Don't immediately give an answer. That's, it's rhetorical. I mean, what would I do without you? I guess I wouldn't have seen every episode of Scandal. I found, you know, I just go through the apartment and I'm living like a king. I mean, it's just like air fresheners that spray stuff when you walk in the room. Things I would have never thought of. Because like men left to their own devices, they just leave stuff in a pile. That's it. And women actually like put stuff in drawers. That's the difference. And then get mad at you when you don't know where those things are. Even though they hid them. Weird sort of sidetrack. Yeah, I was in my apartment alone. She was gone. And I found her copy of a magazine called Real Simple. You ever seen this magazine? For those of you who don't know Real Simple, it's a magazine for people who don't have problems. That's it. Everything in their emotional life is secure. It is white privilege magazine. It is just like, do you have money and not know what to do with it? Buy these drawers. Or, you know, you open it to page 3. It's like, here's a color wheel. Go nuts. That's what women want to see in a magazine like this. I'm paging through Real Simple, and I noticed that they have an advice column. An advice column for home decor. It is just, and they're just the most nothing questions. They're like, how do you clean a keyboard? That's it. Literally every answer in this advice column could be, just Google it. That's it. Just be like, just Google it, you dummy. Just Google it. That's how, it's redundant. They say dumb dummy because they're just so mad. You know, and they can't get any more angry than that. And I just realized as I'm reading through the advice column in Real Simple magazine that I've been spending my entire life just embracing the darkest parts of the soul when I look at an advice column. You know what I mean? Like I read Dan Savage and I read Cheryl Strayed. I read like really like a normal day at Savage Love, that advice column. Even Dan Savage isn't Dan Savage enough to deal with the problem. You know, someone writes in and they're like, hi, I'm a gender fluid 17-year-old who just fell in love with a 74-year-old deaf woman. And we're very close, we're very connected, I'm very attracted to her, but the problem is, I've been divorced 3 times already, and she's still Catholic. Do you think it could work out? And even Dan Savage is like, you do you, I can't help you, I don't know. And I just want to see the day when those two switch. You know what I mean? And Dan Savage has to answer questions for Real Simple, and the Real Simple lady has to answer the Savage Love questions. You know, her first day at Savage Love, just someone writes in, "Hi, my husband of 40 years, he's been cheating on me with 3 different women. Should I kill him or just get a divorce? What do you think?" And the Real Simple lady's like, "Candles make an excellent addition to any table. They can bring a whole dining room together. I'm so sorry." And meanwhile, over at Savage, Dan Savage is over at Real Simple, and they're like, "My fiance doesn't like the color of our wedding invites." And Dan Savage is like, "Oh yeah? Try shoving a finger up his asshole. Try that. He'll do whatever you want for like a week." All of a sudden, Real Simple's flying off the shelves. This is great. Solved every problem in my life. I had this thought the other day. I thought, I am too stoned to be playing video games right now. And I think that says less about how high I was and more about how seriously I still take video games. And I was like, I gotta sober up for this thing. It auto-saves. I can't do... But I think I'm gonna quit. I'm gonna quit video games because I can't relate to what you have to do in them anymore. Sometimes I just don't. I wouldn't do that thing. I was playing Grand Theft Auto 5, and there is a moment in that game where you have to do this to continue the game. You take your main character, you go into your mansion, you find your wife in bed with another man, and then you chase that man out of your house, all the way back to his house, and destroy his house with your truck. And I was playing it, and I was like, well, that's not how I would have reacted at all. Is there a button for sit on the side of the bed and cry? Because then I can play this game. Last thing, and then I'll go away. I made that sound like they were going to take me out back and kill me. I'll be gone after this. I bought a watch recently. Very excited about it. Here's the thing about the watch. I bought it because it said it was glow in the dark. But the hands don't glow in the dark, just the numbers. Just in case I'm lost somewhere, it's pitch black, and I'm like, oh, good. Time still is. That's good. All right, thanks everybody. I'm Dan Wilbur.
Dan Wilbur, everybody.